Shalom, shalom, family. Much love, much respect to all of Israel and all the sons and daughters of light. This time, I just want to just thank y'all for just watching the other 3 videos. We just kind of bounce around from different topics and different aspects of thought. And I hope we can just provoke thought in another manner. In all things, we hope Christ is lifted up only, you know. We want to thank the Father for giving us an opportunity to speak on His behalf. What an honor. And we want to thank our mother for giving us, you know, just a little bit of revelation that she does give us. But to us, it pleases our souls. So, one thing I want to start with is start with bouncing around in a few scripts. We're going to start off in 3 scriptures, y'all. If you want to go ahead and if you want to write something down, you're more than welcome. I'll try to slow everything down a little bit as we're pulling through precepts. We'll start off in Deuteronomy 29:29, Elder Barry, and then we'll also start off in backing that up is Proverbs 25:2, and then we'll have one more precept to follow after it. Okay, and what we're going to really attack is what took place in the 1960s, and also what took place on page 210 and 211, the significance in the book of Aki. You know, the book of remembrance, which is paralleled and talked about in Malachi 3:16. It says the book of remembrance were written for those that feared the Most High. So Elder Bear, if you could, Deuteronomy 29:29 first, and then we'll go Proverbs 25:2. And I have one more view, if I can give you that also. Is that okay? Mark 4:22. So these are our 3 scripture baselines. As we know, as the word teaches us, precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little, there a little. For that he talks about what? To whom shall he teach knowledge? You know, but once again, I want to talk about what was the issue with Martin Luther King and so-called Malcolm X, right? And these 2 men, as they begin to get closer and closer together, what was the issue that so-called the beast, you know, had with that? What scared them? You know, because when T.D. Jakes and Joel Osteen have a conference, no one's scared. You know what I mean? No one's scared about that. I would imagine if Farrakhan, right, and Aaron Ayul had a conversation, that might cause some friction. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go in parallel of that now, and then we're going to touch back on it, on how this same issue took place a couple thousand years ago. Actually, over 2,000 years ago. So go ahead, Elder Barry, Deuteronomy 29:29.
These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made with them in Horeb. And Moses called unto all Israel and said unto them, Ye have seen all that the Lord did before your eyes in the land of Egypt unto Pharaoh and unto all his servants.
Deuteronomy 29:29.
Sorry.
You okay? I thought and y'all be patient with him. Listen, he hears a lot of scriptures that he has to run through. You know what I mean? Deuteronomy 29:29.
The secret things belong unto the Lord our God. But those things which are revealed belong unto us.
So look, the secret things of the Lord belong unto the Lord, right? But those things that are what? Are revealed belong who?
Belong unto us.
Correct. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So now let's go Mark 4:22, and then we'll hit Proverbs 25:2. And this was kind of be a staple for where we're going. Secret things. You know? Secret things.
Mark 4:22. There is nothing hid which shall not be manifested. Neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad.
Come on. Now listen, with us, it's going to be made manifest. We're in the time of the end. Proverbs 25:2, right? Because why? Things are manifested with us. The invisible, right, speaks to us in the visible realm. Okay? So now Proverbs 25:2, whenever you're ready, Elder Barry.
Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
So listen, it's by his glory that he conceals things. So whenever you're hearing something new, that's why the scripture says it's folly to judge a matter if you haven't heard it in full, right? Because it's by his glory that he conceals certain things. So we hope in this process that it's something that's probably been in your mind, but we hope that there's an ounce of revelation that is being revealed in some manner, you know. But that's by the Father's glory, you know, and we hope that someone else can build upon that, you know what I mean? Because I'm sure all of us have had this certain thought, because we've all read the sealed portion, chapter 66. The sealed portion does have some things in it that can make you say, oh, I don't know. Because it challenges theology, you know. But if you go back to what Stan Lee said in 1960s, how he compared Malcolm X to Magneto, right? And he compared Charles Xavier, right, to Martin Luther King. And these were the X-Men, right? That challenged theology. I think he said that in 1963. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. He knew it was in that time period, okay? But you find these same concepts in script, right? You have these same concepts in script, right? Concordance, right? And I know you guys are going to see this. Just in case someone missed this from another video, Strong's 25:2. Strong's 25:2 is the word shalats, right? The word shalats means what? X-Men. Stanley knew something. Stanley knew something, right? In this book, the old Wasp. Once again, we're just retracing steps. 1960s, then back to the Book of Aki, page, bottom of the page, 210 to 11. Old Waspy, right? Here we go. And here we have the symbol of the X-Men. So Stanley knew something, right? Stanley knows something. Now someone else may say this is a bone, but I just want to know how come this symbol is in movies, that's movies that have made over $1 billion. It's not that big of a bone, you know. He knows something, y'all. These are things we gotta look into. These are things we definitely gotta look into. So now, Elder Barry, if you don't mind, decide where you want to take this. Let's go to Enoch, Elder Barry, chapter 8. And let's go on the concept of, we read those three scriptures, the three different scriptures at the beginning. Let's go through the concept of levels of understanding. Meek Mills had a song that said there's levels to this, you know. Let's go in, 3rd Enoch, chapter 8. He's speaking with Rabbi Ishmael. In chapter 1 of that, there's some dispute that it was a man that lived in 132 AD, or if that is actually Ishmael that's mentioned in the Quran. You know what I mean? You'll see it at the bottom of the page. Basically, when you see his name, when it mentions Rabbi Ishmael, you have a letter B that's next to it. You go down and check what the precept is, what they're telling you to look at. You'll see that they're telling you to check and see if, based on what you believe in the scholarship, if it's Rabbi Ishmael that's in the Quran, or if it is somebody else, another Palestinian man that lived in AD 132 that took on the name Ishmael. So anyways, go in Enoch chapter 8, Elder Barry.
3rd Enoch chapter 8.
Yeah, 3rd Enoch chapter 8. In the beginning, it should be speaking about the 300,000 different
Which
levels.
verse?
Start at verse 1. We get to head just 1 and 2, and then we may keep reading. We'll see where the Spirit goes with it. Keep going.
3rd Enoch chapter 8. The heavenly treasuries. Rabbi Ishmael said.
So listen, it's the glory of God to conceal a thing, right? What do you conceal? Treasure. Where's the treasure at? In heaven, right? Because Rabbi Ishmael's caught up into heaven, right? So the things that you're receiving, that manna that you're receiving from the Most High, that daily bread is what comes from his treasury. Go ahead, keep going.
Metatron, Prince of the divine presence, said to me.
Meta means beyond. Tron means man, so he's beyond man. Keep going.
Before the Holy One, blessed be He, set me to serve the throne of glory.
Yes.
He opened for me.
What did he open?
300,000 gates of understanding.
300,000 gates of understanding. Keep reading. What else he opened?
300,000 gates of prudence.
Keep going.
300,000 gates of life.
Keep going.
300,000 gates of grace and favor.
Keep going.
300,000 gates of love.
Keep going.
300,000 gates of Torah.
Keep going.
300,000 gates of humility.
Keep going.
300,000 gates of sustenance. 300,000 gates of mercy.
Is that the last one? Is there one more?
One more. 300,000 gates of reverence.
Come on, y'all. So listen, you see in this process, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, it's just one perspective of it. That's a low level of understanding for even us as a people. We're a learning people, right? The Ruach dwelleth with us, right? But the Most High is saying there's levels to this, 300,000. So even when you have knowledge, right, in the first set, right, there's 300,000 levels of perspective per verse of understanding what you can get. Once you have understanding, right, you get what? The second step, right? But there's 300,000 perspective or different ways that you can evaluate a precept spiritually, right, based on your level of understanding that the Most High is giving to you. So my point is just saying, as you know, we're talking about this, and as you guys hear any and everything that the Most High may be presenting to you, don't quench the spirit. You know, just because you haven't heard the Most High be giving something new into the earth to you, you know, maybe giving something new to you. All right, let's go ahead and pick up on the let's go in the book of Aki. Let's go on page 210. Actually, no, page 211, and then we're gonna bounce top of page 211. Let's talk about who those three prophets are. Then we're gonna go bounce back to 210, and you're gonna read 210 and 211 in its clarity.
And his appointed prophets were Jeremiah,
right,
Lehi, and Ishmael.
So look, the appointed prophets that are under Josiah at this time are who? Jeremiah,
Lehi, and Ishmael.
Okay, so now when you come to find out who this Ishmael is, first thing I thought was, okay, well, it's common in our culture to only name our children after our forefathers. So we know that Ishmael, there's no one named Ishmael within the so-called Israelites, right? I mean, they're children of Abraham. We know the children of Ishmael are. But as it pertains to the sons of Jacob, there's no one named Ishmael in script. Now, someone may point out Jeremiah 41. Well, that same person that you're going to find in Jeremiah 41 is the same person in the book of Aki. And something happens, you know, an issue takes place. You know, when we read in 3rd Enoch, right, we know that the Rabbi Ishmael is caught up into the heavens, right, receives revelation and brings it down into the earth, okay? Let's kind of push on, you know, from their childhood. And I want to present just kind of a theory, because right now there's kind of gaps in the research and what the Most High is kind of presenting to us. So read that one more time and then bounce back down to page 210 and then read 211 and we'll keep pressing on.
And his appointed prophets were Jeremiah, Lehi, and Ishmael. They all were in their youth. Jeremiah and Lehi being yet children when they were appointed, and Ishmael being 22.
Ishmael being 22. I'll go ahead and start at the beginning of the bottom of page 210. It's the beginning of verse 6. Okay.
Right.
Go ahead.
And the king prospered, and by the hand of his mother, his house became known as the court of children.
Okay.
For his scribe was a lad of 12 years named Ahikam.
Okay.
Whose father was named Shaphan.
Okay, so we have Ahikam and Shaphan, two key names to remember. Keep going.
And Shaphan was a very learned scribe in the languages of all the nations round about.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So Ahikam and Shaphan and Ahikam, they're scribes. Okay, eventually Ishmael is caught up into the heavens, receives revelation. So if you receive revelation and you're a prophet, what do you have around you? You have scribes. Something takes place in the midst of this, right? We realize that Josiah falls into an issue or a controversy with the Most High because of something he doesn't obey, right? And so he runs into conflict with this Pharaoh Necho. The Pharaoh Necho kills him, right? Zedekiah becomes king, if I'm not mistaken, y'all. And shortly after that, you know, Zedekiah is not listening to the Most High. Lehi is already left, right? And went to the Americas at this point, right? So when we have Jeremiah, we have Lehi, right? And then we also have Ishmael. Lehi's left at an early age. Jeremiah and Ishmael have stayed. Okay? Zedekiah is reigning and Jeremiah is prophesying to him. He's not listening. Okay? We don't have much that's spoken of as it pertains to Ishmael. I think there is much spoken of him, but it's not spoken of in the first or second stick. You know, you guys have heard this name. I think you guys know where I'm trying to go with it. But just bear with me on it because there's something we're going to read about it. And it's something that's going to tie in with the 1960s, with the civil rights era, that I think will give some prudence to what we're talking about. Okay, Elder Barry. Let's go ahead and let's pick up in the sealed portion. Let's go pick up in the sealed portion and let's talk about it a little bit. No. Let's go in the book of Surah. Let's go in 3rd Surah, which is the Quran, and let's go to verse 2. Let's talk about allegedly what Ishmael, when he went up to the heavens, what this book was speaking about. A lot of people, when they hear the word Quran, it probably throws them off. But if you're in the sealed portion, it talks about that the Quran was a book that was tampered with, just like the first stick, just like the second stick. Okay? But through our precepts, we have understanding. Through our precepts, we have understanding. So it's nothing that we got to trip out about. Let's just see if it lines up with perspective of script.
3rd Surah, verse 2.
Yes, sir. Highlighted? I got highlighted for you.
You have verse 3 highlighted.
There's 3 highlighted? So read 2 and 3.
God, there is no deity except Him, the ever-living, the sustainer of existence. He has sent down upon you, O Muhammad.
Okay, so look, he sent down something, right, from the heavens. That means someone got caught up. Revelation came down. Keep going.
The book in truth, confirming what was before it.
Right, so if it's in truth, that must mean it's in Christ. Because Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Keep going.
And He revealed the Torah and the gospel.
So He revealed in this book, He reveals what? The Torah and the gospel. In other versions of translation, it says it confirms the Torah and the gospel. So what is in the Torah? Right? First 5 books, the Torah and the Tanakh. Right? Later on you have the gospel, but the gospel goes throughout the rest of the earth. You have right here. Right? So that book was made simply to confirm something else. Right? But in the sealed portion, chapter 66, verses 79 through 82, it talks about how his message was corrupted. We know Yeshua's message was corrupted. Moshe's message was corrupted. Right? This is not a hard thing for us. Right? Malcolm X's message was corrupted. Martin Luther King's message was corrupted. They said he had a dream, Yeah, he did. But you look at the last 2 years of his life, he wasn't preaching all of that. Remember when he dies, what's the last thing he says publicly? I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen what? The promised land. Right? These are things he's speaking of. Right? This is not a man that's talking about Michael Jackson, We Love the World. This is a man that's got some revelation to some things. As he be getting closer and closer to Malcolm, right? Even Malcolm said the same thing. He denounced the false aspects of the religion of Islam. And what was Malcolm talking about? We are the people, right? We'll put the link in the description. It's like a 4-minute video where Malcolm goes in talking about that we are the people of the book, He believes many of the things that are in the book. He just doesn't believe the people who translated the book, right? And that's something, I think that's something that's very key for us. The Torah, based on Surah, chapter 3, 2 and 3, tells us that it was sent down to do one thing, just simply confirm the previous 2 books, right? The Torah, and it was sent to confirm the gospel. You'll see other aspects of the book of the Quran, and what does it do? It tries to deny certain things. Well, you got a problem in Surah chapter 18 and 5, where you say that you deny Christ, because you got Surah chapter 3 and 3 that talks about the book was sent down to validate Christ, right? And then we got the sealed portion that gives us a precept to that, right? That's the same issue that Malcolm X had, right, y'all? Didn't Malcolm X have an issue? He goes to Mecca, his life changed, and all of a sudden, he denounces some of the leadership. He doesn't denounce the faith, because the faith came from Abraham, right? He denounces the leadership. The same way, when we say we're a Christian, we denounce all the Christianity because why? We denounce TD Snakes, right? We're talking the leadership. We challenge, Jokey Joe. right? Because why? We're the house of the leadership. Do we deny Christ? By no means. You know? What did Paul say? Men have crept in amongst us unawares, right? But now that we become aware, let's not confuse ourselves. Let's go ahead and add something, just kind of a curveball. Go ahead and undo Ecclesiastes 4 and start at verse 9. Or it says somewhere in 9 through 12. And remember, y'all, in the sealed portion, I'm gonna rein this back. Okay? So when I'm not speaking too long-winded, you know. In the sealed portion, it speaks explicitly about something. It speaks explicitly that Muhammad had a mother and a father. One was a Christian, right, who followed Christ, followed the gospel, and then another one followed the Torah, right? The family that followed the Torah killed the family member that followed what? The gospel. Well, the book that Muhammad received was to confirm what both him and his parents believed. You know, one parent believed the law and the prophets. Then another man came down, the Son of God, came to say, what? I come not to deny these things, but to fulfill these things. Okay?
Ecclesiastes
4. Go to chapter 4 and verse 9, please.
Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. 2 are better than 1.
2 are better than 1. So look, hey. 2 are better than 1. Right? Keep going.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
Why? Because why? You're sealed with Christ with these 2. Right? Keep going.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth.
Keep going.
For he hath not another to help him up.
Keep going.
Again, if 2 lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, 2 shall withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken.
A threefold cord is not quickly broken. Now, you guys may look at this, what I'm about to do, and say, what are you doing? Remember, we wear these things, one of our garments. Scripture says that what? This is to remind you of the law, right? To keep the law of your mind, in your mind. But we receive the Ruach to what? Remind us. So the fringe is just an allegory of the Ruach. It's an outward expression of her. Now notice what he just read. A three-strand cord is not easily broken. Now look, just play with me on the words. What these words mean. You have the first six. It's know ledge. To know something and have a ledge. Knowledge. Right? To know how far you can go. Your borders. This book gives you what? Understanding. These are building terms. Come under, stand. Right? See if what you built was correct. See if your foundation is Christ. Acts 4:11. Right? Then you can come up. Here. This third book confirms the other 2. It's a three-strand cord. It's not easily broken. It's why we have fringes. Fringes means on the edge. We're able to think about things as a people that other people in context we can hold in our mind because the Ruach dwelleth with us that other people can't hold. Right? Notice in all the other books though, what's funny, there's no other religious book that has this in the book. Now everyone says this is a bookmark. It is. When I was looking at this, I was like, you know, if that's knowledge, to know the ledge, if this is understand, right, and this is a wise dome, and you know, they worship at the dome of the rock, right? The rock is Christ, though. You worship in your dome, you know what I'm saying? But if the dome is wise, it can't be pointed, because I can't walk on top of the dome to check everything, you know? I'm just presenting, and you'll see why, because in Nephi presents the same manner of information. That this book is an attachment or an abridgment, right, to the sons of Joseph. Let's go 2 Nephi, chapter 7, because I'm making kind of maybe to someone kind of
1 Nephi, chapter 7.
1 Nephi, chapter 7. Yes, sir. Thank you.
What verse?
Let's hit the header, in the beginning of that header, then read verse 1 and 2.
1 Nephi, chapter 7, the header. Lehi's sons return to Jerusalem
Uh-huh.
and enlist Ishmael and his household in their cause.
Right, so listen, Lehi had a cause. He enlists Ishmael in the cause. Now, Lehi did nothing without hearing from the Most High. So the Most High tells Lehi to go back and get Ishmael for a cause that he has. Now, if this is a wicked man, I don't know if you guys know the word Ishmael means one, God hears me. You know, why would his name be God hears me if this be a wicked man? That sounds like someone you would want around you, right? Not the religion that's attached to him. I'm talking about the revelation that he received from on high. Keep going, brother.
Laman and others rebel.
Mm-hmm.
Nephi exhorts his brethren to have faith in the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
They bind him with cords and plan his destruction.
Mm-hmm.
He is freed by the power of faith.
Mm-hmm.
His brethren ask forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Lehi and his company offer sacrifice and burnt offerings.
Beautiful. Give me verses just 1 and 2 on 1 Nephi chapter 7, verses 1 and 2, please.
And now I would that ye might know
Uh-huh.
that after my father Lehi had made an end of prophesying concerning his seed,
Uh-huh.
it came to pass that the Lord spake unto him again,
Mm-hmm.
saying that it was not meet for him, Lehi,
Mm-hmm.
that he should take his family into the wilderness alone.
Okay, so look, he tells him, I don't want you to go alone. He could have chose anybody from Jerusalem to go. Who does he choose? Keep reading. Let's see who he chooses. Brother Lloyd, you can sit down there.
But that his sons should take daughters to wife,
Mm-hmm.
that they might raise up seed unto the Lord in the land of promise.
So look, the way that they could raise up seed unto the Lord was through who? Keep reading.
And it came to pass that the Lord commanded him
Uh-huh.
that I, Nephi, and my brethren
Uh-huh.
should again return unto the land of Jerusalem
I do what?
and bring down Ishmael and his family into the wilderness.
Wow. Keep going. Keep going.
And it came to pass that I, Nephi, did again with my brethren go forth into the wilderness to go up to Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass that we went up unto the house of Ishmael.
Okay.
And we did gain favor
Mm-hmm.
in the sight of Ishmael,
Mm-hmm.
insomuch that we did speak unto him
Mm-hmm.
the words of the Lord.
Okay.
And it came to pass that the Lord did soften the heart of Ishmael,
Right.
and also his household,
Mm-hmm.
insomuch that they took their journey with us down into the wilderness to the tent of our father.
So look, Ishmael leaves Jerusalem. This is the same Ishmael that's mentioned in the book of Aki, right? That was a prophet next to Lehi, right? Next to Jeremiah. Now, we know that Jeremiah had the greater Torah. We know that Lehi had what? This, second stick. What did Ishmael have? This is what Ishmael had, right? You put the three-strand cord together, it's not easily broken. It's not easily broken. And there's something else that's pretty interesting. So now that you have this family that's intermarried amongst the two, it's the same concept as Joseph and Asenath, right? You have the Egyptians once again marrying in with the Israelites, okay? And then you have what? The second stick, creating the people of the second stick are born, right? That lineage is now in the earth. The same concept has now happened with the children of Ishmael merging with the people of Lehi, our forefathers. I think that's an interesting thing why some of our brothers and sisters, why when they wake up in the truth, the first thing they go to is Islam, right? Some brothers run to Christianity. Now, it's not a problem when you keep them separate. The problem comes in is when the merging of the two. That's when the dangerous aspect takes place. Because America did not lose their shit, right? Since last time with us, since 1960. And they're not going to lose it now, right? No one's nervous right now. They can see the Most High is approaching, but why is the Most High approaching? Because revelation is coming out. What's being revealed? You know, the last time they were truly nervous, right, was when Malcolm X, right, and when Martin Luther King were united, or beginning to be united on some fronts. So you have a man that subscribes to allegedly Islam. You have another man that subscribes to allegedly Christianity. Right? Both of them children of God. Right? One man received revelation from Ishmael. Another man's received revelation from Yeshaya only. Right? Though Yeshaya is talking to all of them. Right? But the prophet that Malcolm subscribed to at one point only was who? Muhammad. Now, as he grew in the faith, he realized that to be false. Right? And he got closer and closer to Martin, and then they did what? Assassinated both of them. Both of them, right before their deaths, talked about who we were as a people. You know, all your movies are made about it. All the books talk about it, right? It's the merging of it. So just think even now, why in Christianity is the big bad boogeyman, they keep talking about Islam. Why do they keep talking about this right now, right? Remember, Satan tries to get ahead of everything the Most High does. The Most High is going to have a one world currency when he comes back. So what's Satan going to do before the Most High comes back? He's going to start his one world currency, right? The Most High is going to have a one world government, right? Isaiah 9:6, the government's on his shoulders. So what's the same thing that Satan's going to do? He's going to try to have a one world government with his antichrist, right? We're going to have the Christ ruling. He's going to have the antichrist ruling, right? And their faith, they call him the Dajjal, right? They speak of him, the antichrist, the false leader. You know, so I'm presenting that Christ spoke to these people, right? Christ spoke to these people, and the children of Ishmael were merged with the children of Lehi, and there's even writings that even state that what? They became Ephraimites. That's why Joseph had many colors attached to him. They married into the family, you know. I'm going to go ahead and read that if I can find where I can phone it. Here we go. Just check the scholarship on this. I'll try to hold this up as close as I can, y'all. If y'all can see it, that'll be a blessing. If not, this is the Most High's will. So check this out. And we'll put the link in the description. There you go. I'm going to read the top of it. I know you guys can't see it, but we'll put the link in the description. It says, little is known of the Book of Mormon, Ishmael. It calls him an Ephraimite from Jerusalem. Now, why would it call Ishmael, right, who descended from who? Hagar, an Ephraimite. That means he's a part of the northern kingdom now. He came in through marriage. This is why some of our brothers and sisters that are over here wake up in the faith and they go straight to Islam because they descend from that same lineage. They're of the northern kingdom still. They don't realize they got to still bow down to Christ. Okay? They don't realize that. So that's why you find these bones in the Quran, because they're trying to keep the Islamic people from Christ. I'm not talking about all of them. The ones that have married in and been grafted in through Lehi's lineage. Those of our brothers and sisters that are here. Okay? It's just food for thought, family. Hope it's something y'all can kind of meditate on and just chew on. But if you search it out in the scripture, it's beyond true. I just want to say I love y'all. Love the Most High. And I pray that Christ is edified by all of this. Long live the King. Let's stop it.